Cue the lights, kick it off now. Fans are crazed, making plays, scoring touchdowns. Hear the hits, feel the blitz, face the end zone. Here we go into the highlight zone.
It's the ABC 12 Highlight Zone, sponsored by Al Serra Auto Plaza. Now here's ABC 12 Sports Director Dave Cesefske.
Good evening and welcome into week 4 of the Highlight Zone. I'm Dave Cesefske. Hard to believe, but we're already just under the halfway point of the regular season. The action just keeps heating up. Tonight we've got it all. Dominant defenses, explosive offenses, and a few teams still chasing perfection. Our first stop takes us to Grand Blanc, where the Bobcats and Traverse City West Titans collide for the 4th straight year. Grand Blanc has owned the series so far. How about this? Outscoring them 122-7 over the last 3 meetings. Grand Blanc coming in hot, 3-0, and how about hanging 56 2 weeks in a row on their opponents? Titans on a 2-game win streak of their own, but just a little bit different at Grand Blanc. First quarter, Jake Morrow with the QB keeper and score from 1 yard out. Morrow gives the Cats a 7-0 lead. Later in the quarter, same score when Morrow again with his legs feels the rush and voids the pressure, scrambles his way again for the score, 14-0 Grand Blanc, thanks to the feet of their talented quarterback Morrow. Late first quarter, same score when Morrow is going to hand it off to the talented sophomore Ashton Brown, who moves the change with some shake and bake. That would set up the second quarter touchdown pass from Morrow to B.J. Cleveland. 1-0 Cats over the camera guy there, but make it 21-0 home team. Later in the half, the route would continue. This time, junior back Jeremiah Coleman would make his way into the end zone for another touchdown. Bobcats winning a route 49-6 and improve to 4-0. Well, sticking in Genesee County over to Clio, where it was a pair of 3-0s clashing. The Mustangs hosted the Owasso Trojans. First quarter, Clio's Demarion Erlenbach, quarterback keeper, and quick run for the touchdown. Stangs up 7-0 early. Later in the quarter, same score. How about Erlenbach again? This time, the fumble recovery on the strip tackle. Clio takes it right back. Second quarter, the talented Erlenbach showing why he can do it all. With the legs as he rolls out and uses the cannon to find Jackson Gillies, who spins into the end zone for the score. Clio takes the 12-0 lead at that point, but Owasso fighting back. Liam Patrick finds Braden Reed for the long tutty. That's a thing of beauty. Patrick said, go up and get it. His guy Reed said, I got you, QB1. Play so nice they did it twice. Liam Patrick to Braden Reed for another score, but in the end it's Clio 4-0 with a 26-21 win, pulling away late. Warriors and Chargers in Midland last year, Dow edged Bay City Western 3-2 in a defensive slugfest. Dow jumps out ahead in this game, scoring their second touchdown in the first half with this Randolph Garland run. Spoiler alert, this was anything but a slugfest. Later in the first, 13-0 Dow, and the Chargers defense holds tight with a fumbled snap. The field goal attempt by BC. The band loving what they're seeing early. Chargers would continue to move the ball down the field. Huge pass down the middle, and that would set up another successful drive. How about Garland? He'll keep it rolling and racking up 2 more touchdown runs. Dow wins big, 42-12. Well, it's time for a quick break, but when we return, our game of the week, the Montrose Rams are on a roll, set to battle the Lakeville Falcons, and the Rams, one of only 3 teams to pull off a rare feat. We'll tell you what that is next in the Highlight Zone. Welcome back. Well, the 3-0 Montrose Rams hitting the road tonight. They're taking on Lakeview here. My prompter's freezing up. The Falcons. Montrose is one of only 3 teams in the entire state to give up a point, rolling at 3 straight shutouts. They haven't given up anything. The dominance doesn't stop there. How about this? The Rams taking 4 straight in this matchup, outscoring Lakeview 186-30. Yeah, that's 186-30. But don't count the Falcons out in this game because they won 28-0 a shutout over last year's MMAC champion. That was Chesaning. We're setting up for a good one in our game of the week. The Rams, as I mentioned, 3-0, haven't surrendered a point and averaging 41 points tonight. Falcons defense stingy also, only allowing 12 a game and looking to make a statement on senior night. Montrose would force a quick 3-and-out though on defense, and that would open up the game, setting up an easy walk-in touchdown for Kalen Perrier. Montrose would take the lead 7-0, and Lakeview would drive deep into Ram territory, threatening Montrose with the first points of the year. How about that? Are they going to score? We'll see, but the Rams special teams coming up huge, blocking the kick and keeping their perfect defensive season alive. Montrose back on the attack to open the second quarter, taking a deep shot to 6'6" wide receiver MJ Daly, but the ball is ripped away by senior AJ Hiltz, keeping the score 7-0. The Falcons defense making it difficult for Montrose to put up points, but those points would eventually come. Quarterback Griffin O'Neill would connect deep with Jaden Huckleberry for the second TD of the night. A two-point conversion puts the Rams up 15-0. Lakeville would put points on the board, but it wouldn't be enough. Montrose takes this one 43-14. Newville Catholic Central hosting Michigan Lutheran Seminary. The Panthers coming off a tough one-touchdown road loss to Valley Lutheran last week. The MLS Cardinals bringing in the country theme here. 2-point OT loss to Ithaca last week. All but separating them from 3-0 in the season. First quarter, QB Andrew Lawrence with the bomb and hauling it in. Senior Sean Foley, that sets up the Panthers from the 10-yard line. Junior Owen Vance taking it in with a crowd around him. Kept turning the legs, and how about that? Things turned quickly. A couple picks. Waylon Longtain taking away for Newville. But the Cardinals, Brady Teskey, then in stride. Two back-to-back set MLS up for their first score of this ball game, and then a run by senior Noah Reef. 3 interceptions in the first half, 2 taken away by the Cardinals. Newville Catholic Central takes this one 27-14. Well, Traverse City Central hopes this is their year in the Saginaw Valley North as they host Mount Pleasant for their first league contest kickoff, returned by Jack Reb of TCC. Good field position to get this game started by Reb. Same drive, the ball will get delivered to wideout, then knocked free by Mount Pleasant. The Oilers take over. Oilers would take advantage of this turnover. Rushing touchdown by Devonair Murray, 7-0 Oilers. Same score later in the quarter when TCC's Rutger Feeney picks up the first down run, but the drive would later stall. Move to the second quarter, Freddie Mackinnon finds Xavier Kruger, who bobbles it and somehow brings it in and breaks tackles on the way to the end zone. 14-0 Oilers rolling. Mount Pleasant wins this one 28-13. Well, it's time now to check in on our Spotlight scoreboard. The Martians on the road taking on the Blue Devils tonight, and they take care of business 56-14. They improved to 4-0 for the second time in 3 years. And Freeland gets back in the win column with a 48-7 win over Powers. They improved to 3-1. Bendel, coming off a big rivalry game last week, drops the first game of their season to Sandusky 28-20. It was a close one. The Cards moved to 4-0 with a 63-42 win over Heritage. Davison looking primed for a deep run. Perhaps the biggest shocker we've seen all season. Millington falls in overtime to Cass City. Yes, that is right. Cards' first regular season loss in 3 years. And a week after a huge win over Freeland, Swan Valley takes care of John Glenn 28-7. Well, time now for our Week 4 play of the night. This one coming from Battle of Unbeaten's Clio and Owasso squared off. Watch the connection between quarterback Liam Patrick and wideout Braden Reed. Patrick drops a perfect spiral in, and Reed goes up like he's grabbing a rebound, pulling it down for a spectacular catch. The duo hooked up twice on the night, but in the end, it was Clio that came away with a 26-21 win. Well, the votes are in, and with 41% of the tally, the Fenton Tigers are moving on to the Elga Fan Zone playoff round. The spotlight now shifts to Week 4. And the question is, who's the loudest, proudest student section this time around? Tonight, we're featuring the fired up fans from Newville, CC, Clio, Montrose, and Lakeville. Only one team can move on. That's one Fan Zone section, and it's up to you. It's over in your hands now. Head over to abc12.com/fanzone to cast your vote on our online poll. Each week we crown a new winner until one school is named the ultimate Elga Fan Zone champion. Tonight, we caught up with the student section ready to make some noise and show why they belong in the spotlight.
We love supporting our school, especially it being really small. We love to bring as much spirit as we can, especially being a really small school and everything. We love to support a lot of causes at our school and not just random themes. We love to give back to our community too. We're always into a game. Our boys have really put in a lot of work this year, and we love to support them, and I think there's nothing better than coming out here and winning some games this year.
Every year, we're always at every game, every away game, every home game. We always every away game, we normally have the same numbers we do for home games. Like, we're always out there supporting the guys, win, lose. We're always out there supporting them.
Well, the Lions taking center stage on Monday Night Football, set to square off with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Jackson's dual threat ability can cause headaches for any defense we know. And Dan Campbell knows his team has to be sharp, but also play free, not holding back. What makes them great? A primetime stage, a tough opponent, and a chance for Detroit to show where they stand among the NFL's elites.
it'd be a good challenge, but man, I tell you, we're excited for this challenge. We recognize this opponent and we respect what they're about, and we're looking forward to this, man, going out there at their place on Monday night. It could be a low-scoring game. Our defense has got to shut them down if it is, so you take it as it comes. We can't give anything away on defense, man. We got to be very disciplined. Gang tackling, they do a lot of different things scheme-wise, and Lamar's playing at a very high level. I mean, they got the screens, they got the boots, the read run, the wide zone, the toss plays, and so they do everything out of it. They keep you on your heels, and you misfit a gap one time and you're in trouble.
The Michigan Wolverines, fresh off an impressive win over CMU at home, heads into Big Ten play this weekend as they travel to face Nebraska. Nebraska comes into action 3-0, averaging over 60 points a game with quarterback Dylan Raiola under center. The Wolverines, powered by running back Justice Haynes, says they're ready for the challenge, battle-tested and eager for their first taste of Big Ten action this Saturday.
I think we're ready for the conference schedule just because, we've been battle-tested. We've played at home, we played on the road. We went to a hostile environment in Oklahoma. We learned some things there that is going to help us in the future. But I think we're ready. I think we're ready to take on this challenge. We got to continue to keep improving. And it's not about the what, it's about the how. We know that, so we're just ready to go back to work and just take on the schedule and win the day each and every day, which ultimately leads to winning on Saturdays.
Michigan State hitting the late night spotlight this week as they travel to face USC. Kickoff is until 11 p.m. Eastern, so Spartans fans have to have some extra coffee. Head coach Jonathan Smith says the defense will have his hands full trying to slow down a high-powered Trojan attack, and discipline will be key if Michigan State wants to hang tough under the lights in L.A. Well, that'll do it for Week 4 of the Highlight Zone. Another Friday night packed with big plays, rivalries, and moments you'll be talking about all weekend long. We saw some thrilling finishes, plenty of highlight reel touchdowns, and defenses stepping up under the lights. It's hard to believe the season's already starting to take shape as teams fight for position heading into the middle stretch. Tigers losing 10-1 to the Braves. That's tough. Guardians win against the Twins 6-2. They lead down to 2.5. Thanks so much for spending another week with us here. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you next Friday.